Woman finds out that she unfortunately has HIV and genital herpes and decides to warn people out here in these streets. Let's get it.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
All right, y'all, this is my third attempt. I'm beginning to think that TikTok don't like me no more. No, but it has something to do with the storage. But anywho, I'm going to start by saying I am currently living with HIV and genital herpes. I'm going to tell my story today about that specifically. How I found out was through the hospital. I was about to start a job and I was told I couldn't start it until I got a dermal taken out my face, which was here. Usually you have to go to the tattoo shop, but I tried going to the hospital, see if they could help or whatever, but they couldn't. But in the midst of that, there was a random doctor going around doing random blood tests for HIV specifically. And I was on the phone with one of my guy friends and I made a joke. I'm like, bro, well, if they say I got that shit, I'm going to just embrace it. You feel me? We laughing about it. Me and him, we laughing about it type shit. Like literally 10, 15 minutes later, the doctor came back and pulled me to a room. I'm like, uh-oh, I know what that means. Something ain't right, you know what I mean? And he told me I was positive for HIV.
Oof. And she wasn't even looking to get tested. It sounds like she just was doing it because the doctor was there offering it for free. Wow.
I'm like, bro, I'm laughing at the doctor because I ain't trying to believe what he's saying. I'm in shock type of stuff. I'm like not believing what he's saying, basically. It took me a minute to adapt to it. But once I had left the hospital, I'm calling everybody, I'm texting everybody like, hey, bro, you need to go get checked. Like my previous partners, past partners, listen, go get checked. You feel me? I just found out I got HIV. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about it. They just told me they'll follow up with me the next doctor's appointment.
Imagine getting that
I really
text.
didn't know much about it until that first visit after finding out. So I was just stuck with a folder telling me about HIV, and that was it at the time. But when I did get to the first follow-up appointment, the doctor was like, it's very rare, but your viral load is very low. And at the time, I'm like, I thought my stuff was high because I'm like, it was in the 7,000s type of thing. But he said it was very low, which meaning like basically I figured out right on time. I found out right on time. Like I just got it. Probably not no less than a few months or whatever, or weeks or however that goes. But once you like in 100,000 stuff, that's when you probably more likely have to worry about AIDS if you don't have it already. So I thank God I'm blessed for, my results that I got back in the midst of finding out and processing everything. He was like, it's like he said, it was rare. He said, there's no possible way that I could have passed it to anybody. So that was my confirmation from God. Cause I'm like, what if I gave this to somebody? You know what I mean? Like I was really wondering, like I was really scared because I'm like, I don't want nobody to try to like take me out or nothing because they're like, you gave me this, da, 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 da. I don't know. I had so many thoughts, you guys. I felt like crap when I found out because I'm like, this is just, I don't know. I didn't know how to feel.
Right.
But what I learned about it, like I said, was the viral load. He told me, basically he's going to start me off on Biktarvy since my viral load was already low, that he said it usually takes up to 3 to 6 months for you to become undetectable. I ended up undetectable within that first week taking Biktarvy. So I was like, what? I didn't have to wait that long because at first that was my worry. Like, I'm not going to be able to have sex. I ain't going to be able to do nothing.
I refuse to ever joke about, first of all, because I believe in God. Amen. And also because, it's just crazy out here. You gloating over this type of unfortunate situation. And I do believe, yes, many people contribute to this, unless if you've been a virgin your whole life, and I wasn't, then it could have been you, right? It could have been somebody else you knew, So I just sit here and I'm like, man, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And I think many people also feel the same way. However, with that being said, the fact that she was sitting there going, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to have sex, it's concerning. It's concerning. A quick word about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. While having a conversation with one of the expert attorneys in our prenup guide, he made a pretty shocking statement. He said, everyone has a prenup when they get married. He went on to say they're called divorce laws. And if you don't draft your own prenup, the government writes one for you. That means politicians and courts you have never met will decide what happens if your marriage ends. And while every husband, like myself, hopes that our marriage ends till death do us part, the reality is over 50% of marriages today end in divorce. So the real question here is, do you trust strangers to write your prenup, or do you want to write it with the woman you are marrying? If you'd like to take charge and learn how to draft your own prenup, hit the link pinned to the top of the comments section and take the first step in securing your marriage today. How are you worried that you weren't able, you know what type of existential crisis this would bring? And I think maybe most people, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking a normal reaction to this, or for people who, you know, are careful, is just like not wanting anything to do with sex. You know, maybe this mindset contributed to the situation. Who knows? I just thought that was a crazy statement.
You know, waiting 3 to 5 months, however long it's going to take, to become undetectable. So I was still thankful again. Like I said, it was very rare, but I was very blessed in the midst of the situation of finding out. I am currently pregnant, 5 months with my baby girl. I had my first OBGYN appointment. With that being said, they test you for everything. And I had me a little outbreak, and I was like questioning. I'm like, hey, listen, can you look at this? I don't know what this is down here. Can you look at it? And she swabbed it. She's like, it looked like a little ingrown hair, whatever the case may be. And so when she had swabbed it, I got my test results back the same day, later that day. And it came back positive that I was, you know, or detected for HSV2, which is genital herpes. And I was in shock because I'm like, dang. Now that I got 2 diagnoses, like, how am I supposed to tell somebody that I got both? You know what I'm saying? So I was already planning to put it out there in the world for New Year's that I had HIV, because I didn't want to be afraid or, you know, have to keep telling somebody that I'm dating my story or tell them what I have. You know, I want to be very open about it. But with that being said, what made me and encouraged me to be open like I am was because a lot of people was like, you don't need to be telling people your business. You need to stop telling people. Everybody don't need to know that. And, you know, you shouldn't tell people that. And I'm like, honestly, I feel like I should, because maybe I can help a lot of other people from getting put in the situation that I'm in now.
Hey, more power to. I don't think most people would do this, you know, and I think people who do this, you know, the stories of men who've been messing around with like escorts, or men who've actually gotten it. Like, people will get online and share these stories. I think you do help people.
And this can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come with a look. You can be married, single, a couple, whatever the case may be. Some people were born with this. You know, you just never know unless they tell you. And a lot of people are afraid to tell you that they have these diagnoses. I'm not afraid. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to keep spreading awareness. I want people to know how real it is out here. And how common it is. Actually, a lot of people are living with it without knowing that they have it. But I want to encourage people to live in their truth, live out loudly. I'm living out loudly because, like I said, I'm not letting this define who I am, and y'all shouldn't let it define who y'all are. It doesn't matter what type of health issues you have. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't stop you from being who you are. And with
I would say it should have you chill out in the streets a little bit, though. Right? Like, that would be my advice. However, I could just see people who get this type of news, HIV for sure, thinking to themselves, well, can't get any worse, so why would I be careful now? I could see that.
Said,
which is another warning to just be careful.
I want to break stigma. I'm advocating at different events, for people in my situation. I'm open to, respond to anybody who wants to just text me. I do plan on going live to answer questions on the behalf of telling my story. Some that I might have missed on here telling my story that people want answers to. So hopefully I can help with that. But like I said, there's going to be people that accept you for who you are and some people who won't. Whoop-de-doo. It's not the end of the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's really not the end of the world. Somebody's going to love you for who you are. All I encourage you to do is be honest. Let your partner know, or let whoever it is that you know that y'all can possibly get to that sexual, intercourse or whatever you want to do with this person. Let them know. Be honest up front. You don't have to tell them like right away, but you do eventually have to let them know. I legally had to sign a paper, off top because I have HIV. I also had to speak with the health department officer and let him know names of people that I did deal with. Sadly,
Oh, wow.
it's against the policy for them to tell me who gave it to me, but I did end up finding out who did give it to me
Oh, wow.
a year later.
Oh, it's been a year.
Like I said, it doesn't define who you are. Be honest. Live in your truth, because a lot of people are scared too. And this is why I feel like, a lot of people are ending up in a situation like me. I wasn't told. Nobody told me. The guy who gave it to me, he didn't tell me because he didn't even know. He didn't even think to go get checked ever in his life based off of what I was told from him. He's never been checked.
Wow.
So I just encourage people to go and get checked. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, he's never been checked based on what he's been told, what she's been told, or maybe he lied, right?
Live your life to the fullest and don't be ashamed of who you are, because life still goes on. Like I said, some people gonna accept you, some people won't. What do you do? It's not the end of the world. Keep going, and yeah, we're gonna move forward from here. That's all I really have to say. Like I said, this is my third attempt making this video, so hopefully this one goes through. If you have any questions, you can text me separately on this app or whatever the case may be. I will be going live either tonight or, sometime this week. So,
hey, unfortunate. And last but not least, I always say discipline, right? I don't have to say anything. Every time I release one of these videos, I always see somebody who's like, I was supposed to go out tonight with this chick, but never mind. Thank you. You're welcome. Am I saving lives? Maybe. Who knows? Top comment here says nobody has been 100% careful their entire life. So all of us who don't have it are just very fortunate. That's how I see it. And yes, I do understand that there's levels, right? There are people who are moving so wild out here that you will catch something. It's just a matter of time. But this isn't like, I was having sex, condom broke, and plan B. There's no plan B unless if you're like taking medication to prevent something like this, which is, I notice, something a lot of people are doing. Another person who says, thanks for sharing, sis. Stay strong. Another person who added, look into ozone therapy, reasonable price out of Mexico. And guys, I understand, like, I know the doctors, there are a lot of doctors, and I've heard this, very sad, they will contract HIV because they're working on patients, or they're surgeons who have it. And yes, some of them would take like antibiotics immediately to try and fight it, but sometimes it's not successful. Another person who says, damn, this hurts me to hear this. May the Most High be with you. Yes, prayers.
I'm convinced that as long as your HIV test don't say positive, y'all don't care nothing about them condoms. And sis, HIV is not even the worst of what you could be getting. It's your homegirl, Coach China. I've been coaching women into provision, healed places, and feminine places for quite some time. For a lot of y'all need to book y'all one-on-ones, because we need to get to the bottom of why you think that you got to take the condom off or lay down with every nigga and think that as long as you ain't got a positive HIV test, you good. Sis, HPV is a little worse. You know why? Because it leads to cervical cancer in some cases. And then you got HSV. That's touch on contact. You got a zoster. If anything going on with your immune system during that time, you could be transmitting that to somebody else or vice versa. Then it comes the babies. Illegitimate children that the fathers more than likely don't want. It did not want you and did not like you, and now your child has to suffer. I'm not really sure why y'all think as long as the negative on the HIV that you good, sis. You're not. You're still playing a dangerous game when you're dealing with a lot of this. Cardi B, for instance. Now this man supposedly got the private chef pregnant. Sis, it's embarrassing. This man done got too many possible pregnancies after you've been with him, and you still giving him your body without a condom. I don't care if she's on PrEP. PrEP can't protect against every STD, STI, and I know it's a lot of BV going on here because it's too much transferring of each other's genitals and vaginal secretions. But I feel like everybody's staying included. He transferring it back and forth. I don't think he even asking every last one of these women for tests before he be laid down with them. He just want DNA just to prove that, yeah, I am the father. And hurdle, even be able to look at me. I'm not the type of person that's looking for a rich man's baby, because his NFL career ain't gonna even be here this long. He already got allegations and lawsuits and other charges going on. So y'all got to be a little smarter. Played in your face before. Who told you that he wasn't gonna do it again? Always play in your face since they do not like us, not how we like them. It is all about them getting their needs met, and a lot of y'all keep giving the whole loaf when you should have been serving crumbs from the beginning. They should never get the whole meal. What's the whole meal? Your uterus without a commitment, sex without a condom. Those are whole meals that you're looking for. And for some reason, some of y'all think that when you get money, you got to take off the condom, but without money, I got to heal whatever that is in you, because that's not how this shit go. And a lot of y'all get free, no money, emotions in a whirlwind. Still don't like you, sis. Get on my website. That's why I keep saying take the emotional intelligence course. Take the self-control course, because you got to learn how to regulate your emotions and stop liking who don't like you, and learn how to control yourself so you can stop making bonehead mistakes that's ending you up on a heartbroken train. I'll see y'all soon.
Another person here added, the mouth is very powerful. You got to be careful what you speak over your life and others. I don't believe that. I know a lot of people believe this, but I don't. I just don't believe it. People are like, oh, if you say I'm going to get this, it's just going to pop up in your body. Like superstition to that extent, I don't believe. Now, do I believe words are powerful, and what you speak to yourself, you're more likely to act out? Yes, right? But a certain amount of action needs to follow those words, right? I don't believe in, like, you can say that person's going to die and then they're going to die. Like, oh, I killed him. Another person here added, do you think it can be the baby daddy since you're 5 months pregnant? She says, no, my baby father is completely different from who I got HIV from. Also, HSV2, my baby father doesn't have either. Wow. Another person here added, you're going to be okay, sister. It's just living with a new reality. Let's pray for a healthy baby. Focus, people. Of course, I'm curious to know. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace. Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.